In Godfather of Harlem Season 4, Episode 3 and the Straw Man, Bumpy Johnson faces another important crossroads in his drive to protect his empire and legacy in Harlem. As the city evolves around him, Bumpy is determined to create a new nightclub that would as a symbol of black excellence and independence. However, the prime piece of property he requires for this new company is set to be sold to a strong white real estate developer who sees Harlem's black population as barriers to be removed in favor of profit and gentrification. Recognizing the urgency, Bumpy discovers that the sale is not yet final. The property is nominally in the hands of a black straw man, a ruse designed to provide the illusion of a fair and genuine transaction, while the ultimate power lies with the white developers behind the scenes. If Bumpy hopes to secure the property, he must act quickly, but persuading the straw man to sell to him instead is difficult. The straw man is more than just a puppet. He has goals of his own, torn between his devotion to powerful white interests and the promises Bumpy makes. Bumpy, who has always relied on negotiation with muscle when required, takes a more careful approach this time. He recognizes that Harlem's, and his own, future hinges on strategic movements rather than violent ones. He makes his case to the straw man, suggesting that selling to him would be a form of resistance, a reclaiming of black ownership in a city that is being rapidly taken away from its native inhabitants. However, Bumpy's own reputation works against him. The straw man wonders if selling to Bumpy genuinely benefits Harlem or just Bumpy's own goals. Their stormy discussions raise larger concerns about leadership, accountability, and what it truly means to uplift the community. Meanwhile, across Harlem, Mayme Johnson and Elise are acting on their own. Margaret, Bumpy and Mayme's adoptive daughter, is experiencing increased racial animosity at her largely white private school. The administration's disregard for black students and parents' concerns has become unacceptable. Mayme, who has always emphasized education and upward mobility as crucial to black success, refuses to remain. Together with Elise, who has become increasingly politically active, they arrange a protest outside the school. Their action drew a lot of attention, exposing the hypocrisy of institutions that pretend to be progressive while sustaining systems of exclusion and injustice. This subplot highlights the Johnson family's various but interconnected struggles for dignity, Bumpy through economic empowerment, and Mayme and Elise through social activity. As the demonstration gets traction, it also draws criticism. The school board and some of the city's political leaders see the protest as an unwelcome challenge to their authority. Mayme is told that pushing too hard risks jeopardizing Margaret's future. Elise, ever the firebrand, fights back against these disguised threats, inspiring Mayme to recognize that meaningful change often necessitates sacrifice. The relationship between Mayme and Elise exemplifies generational differences in the civil rights movement. Elder leaders' pragmatic tolerance versus younger activists' radical zeal. Bumpy's discussions in the real estate war heat up once more. Following a series of difficult confrontations, he successfully appeals to the straw man's pride and vision for Harlem. He contends that by selling to Bumpy, the straw man can link himself with a larger movement of black empowerment, rather than being remembered as a puppet of white businessmen. It's a risky bet, one that appeals to legacy rather than greed, but it pays off in the long run. The straw man agrees to sell Bumpy's property, securing a minor but significant victory for Harlem's future. However, the episode serves as a warning to viewers that every victory brings with it new foes. The white developer and his associates are upset that they have been outmaneuvered. Their power is far-reaching, and Bumpy's actions have made him a target. As the episode concludes, Bumpy stands in the empty structure that will soon become his new nightclub, but the camera lingers just long enough to suggest that his struggle for Harlem is far from done. Thank you for watching.